Let me get this straight. Meghan Markle's new business venture hasn't even publicly launched yet, but she's already having to change its name? Ouch! Welcome to Popcorn Palace. I am Andy Signor, and a continuation from yesterday's story, which if you missed it, I hope you'll check it out. There's a really good take on there about her bag company now that I'm still shook by it all. I hope you'll check out yesterday's video. I want to follow up on this where there's rumors coming in, and honestly, I believe this. If she's not doing this, she's even dumber than we suspect. But as we've talked about previously, American Riviera Orchard isn't apparently a name she's going to be able to get trademarked. And you can't launch a big business like this, selling things and all the things she plans to do, brandishing her stuff on all the materials and jars, etc. You can't do it if you don't have the trademark. So now she's reportedly considering switching up the name of her impending lifestyle brand after its trademark application was refused. Now, this is not unheard of. It's happened before, and we'll get to the previous example in a second. But we got to take a pause to really say this again. She launched a whole business venture, a store where she's going to launch all this stuff, her lifestyle brand. I assume it's all tied into her Netflix show and everything else. And she didn't make sure it was cleared before launching. I mean, that's such a big F up. And it's going to be such a costly F up. But this wasn't even just like, well, someone beat her to it or whatever. No, she can't trademark a location. That's what's so messed up about this. Like, how did you not get that checked? How did you not talk to like an attorney who would have the trademark division, like give you this red flag beforehand and ensure that it was in process before you even launched this sucker? I am still shook by this, but apparently they had trouble getting her new brand over the line in the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office and warned that the businesses cannot trademark geographical locations. The recent rejection has sent the Suits alum team into a spin. I believe it. They're out there trying to play like there's no big deal, but they absolutely have to be in a, oh God, are we going to get it? What are we going to do? I can't imagine this hasn't caused massive stress for Meghan and team, as I just said it should. But that said, insiders close to the mom of two add that the ordeal is eerily reminiscent of when Kim Kardashian faced issues with her shapewear brand in its inception in 2019. If you don't remember that, Kim Kardashian was forced to change the name from Komodo, which was a terrible name, by the way. Kimono was not a good name. And she changed it to Skims, which ultimately worked out. Much better word. After she was accused of cultural appropriation of trying to own a kimono as the sort of thing that she was putting out there. Skims, way smarter, shorter, easier, good for her. I'm sure that cost, though, a fortune to do the rebrand, to buy the word Skims, to get the trademark, to get it from wherever she had to get it. I can't imagine that was cheap. Ultimately, though, that was a worthy payoff in the scheme of things. But the team are thinking of backups as we speak, just in case. So right now, I wish I was a fly in that room. There's a think tank brainstorming group that is trying to come up with the next name for Goop 2.0. The Flamingo Estate, if you will. She is trying to figure out what else could she title. I want you guys to guess in the comments. Give me a name of what Meghan's company should actually be called. I want to see your suggestions. Maybe we'll read them out in the next show. But they have been put into a bit of a last-minute spin, but they're not worried because they're aware that Kim has also changed her brand name after launch, and it still did amazingly well. You're no Kim Kardashian, Meghan Markle. And the fact that you're trying to compare yourself to Kim Kardashian should be its own red flag, but I digress. It will be rather costly measure, as I told you, if they have to change the name at this late stage due to all the branding, but it won't be the end of the world. Post reached out to Markle's reps for comment, no word. But again, like, I hope the labels are going to be better than this. But if she's really preparing to launch a whole brand, you'd think, yeah, there's logos, there's graphics. I mean, the costs of this to generate all this and now to have to go back and redo it all. Oh my God. That's why you get it checked in advance. That's why you make sure you're all on check before you go and start printing things. Now, maybe she hasn't. We really don't know when this company's actually going to launch. There's been all this talk about it. She's just sent out some jam. People assumed she sent out some dog biscuits. I thought I had that one here too. But the reality is we don't know when this is actually going to go. But the brand name the preferred brand name, if she gets it, is a sweet nod to Santa Barbara. No, let's call it what it is. It's an attempt to own a location in Santa Barbara so you can be the Santa Barbara retailer. That's what you're trying to do. And I would not be surprised if other people in Santa Barbara are not okay with her trying to own it. It's pretty gross. And just because you added the word orchard, which doesn't make sense. Are you only selling jellies? Is that everything? So if I buy a yoga mat from you, do I really want that from the orchard? I would think not. If you're only selling actual fruit and things, I guess that would be more suffice. But I don't know. Anyway, they said on Saturday, the addition of the word orchard does not diminish the primarily geographic descriptionness of the applied mark. Markle's team considers the pushback routine and expected. It expects to respond in due course. They have 3 months to figure out a reply. Former actress, though, has 3 months yet to address this business or have the application dropped and pay $700. But again, I believe this. As she's considering that, I believe that they are in a spin. I believe they're in a mad dash to change the name. That's what a rational business person would do in an attempt to save face and money, because there's a lot of money on the line, I imagine, if she's already begun to create product, which it seems like she has. So, yeah, this has sent everything into a tailspin. But look, she's going to figure it out. The reality is, as much as this brand I can't imagine will have longevity, there's going to be a curiosity factor out the gate. There will be some people that will support, but this is not a company I would ever invest in. Not a chance. I don't see long-term return on this. Her whole plan for this whole business, this whole orchard, if you will, is just to sell products at overly inflated prices. She's going to make a jelly that she only makes 50 of, and then therefore people will pay a premium for the 50 so she can sell less product and make more money. And honestly, can't be mad at because if you can pull it off, good on you, but it's just so gross and messed up. But Flamingo Estates, the company she ripped all this off of, which she did, she had conversations with them. We've talked about this. She met with them, and then she basically stole all the things she learned from that business. And rather than be a part of Flamingo Estate, decided to do her own. And whether that's right or not, or a good business move, yet to be determined. Morally, if it was okay, doesn't seem like it. But that's what she's trying to do. Now, this Flamingo Estate isn't a massively big brand. It does okay, it seems. Will Ferrell sells a honey there, and so he makes his honey, and it's one of select jars of honey that do you want from Will Ferrell's honey garden? Honestly, no. And I like Will Ferrell, but do I want to pay a premium because it's Will Ferrell's honey? No, just give me the damn good organic honey from anywhere. That's what's so weird about this. Just make an orchard and make good product, sell it to us for a fair price. No, the whole America Riviera Orchard brand, from what we've gathered based on the pieces that have come forward and based on her inspirations, is to sell it at higher prices so she can sell less for more. And look, if you can get it, go get it, I guess. If dummies are willing to pay more for jam that they could buy from the king cheaper, then I guess go for it. But does Meghan really deserve that? I mean, do you think Meghan is the brand that people are going to pay extra for? This nobody socialite who married a prince and wanders around in outfits like she's important when she's just nobody? You're nobody. I don't try to say that with hate or to bully you. You've done nothing. You've done nothing. There are so many more important people in the world that deserve to have what you have and the opportunities you have. You are nothing. So do you want to buy her products? I don't think you do. In fact, I know you don't if you watch this channel based on the demographics. But what do you think? Do you think she's changing the name? What do you think some of those names could be? I want to hear your theories down below. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for alerts, smash the thumbs up as well, and leave your comments. Best comment will win my love and admiration. So let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks. We'll see you soon.